Hello there everybody, my name's Katathi and welcome to the Microsoft E3 2019 conference recap. That's a mouthful, isn't it? This is going to be the first in a series of videos where I'm just going to recap just stuff that actually stood out to me while watching the conferences. Whether it's really long, they're like Microsoft's, or sort of like some of the ones that are later on. There could be some that are really short, some that are really long, but I just want to say what caught my eye and what I think you guys should look out for. Now, not all these games are going to be games that, well, I'm not going to talk about every single game that was announced, because some just don't appeal to me, but if there's a game that appealed to you that I did not talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and maybe discuss why it appealed to you, or if it's a game that you didn't like, explain why you didn't like that game itself. I'm going to be primarily talking about the games that just positively stood out to me, rather than negatively. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Now, Microsoft, they had information about the games and information about the software and hardware that they're going to be releasing. Right now, let's focus on the games, and I'm going to be kind of keeping everything into categories itself, okay? The first thing, though, this is the only outlier out of everything, but I do want to just touch base on this one first. It's called, I believe it's called Elden Ring, which is a game that is created in conjunction with George R.R. Martin, who is the one who wrote Game of Thrones and also co-directed for the TV show before I think he ended up bailing out at some point. I've read the books, I have not seen the TV show, just full disclosure there. However, just knowing his work and how much people loved the movies, the TV show, and how much I like the books, because I have read through a few of the books, I'm excited to see what's done with this game, because if he has direct input on the game and has an entire idea of how he wants to get it shaped up, could be a very, very good game. The trailer itself left a lot to be desired there, didn't show off too much, but based on just the fact of having George R.R. Martin's name on it itself, means that we might be able to expect something really, really cool in the gaming world created there, and maybe written there by Mr. Martin himself. So we just have to wait and see, but going to be interesting. Now, as far as release dates go, I should mention what you're seeing at the top right of the screen there itself. There's not going to be any release dates there for these recaps, just because release dates rather are really subject to change. There could be pushed back, or they could, you know, be gone completely there. So this is just something that looks out to me. I'll put like what systems it's on itself as well as the logo, but you're not going to really be seeing the release dates there because they're always subject to change. All right, and next up we're going to talk about indie games. I believe more so the indie games there. At least these games seem like indie games, and they just seemed very, very cool to me. First one is a game called 12 Minutes, and it's a game about a time loop, it seems like, where you have a guy and a girl who it looks like they're eating supper, and the guy kind of reveals to her that he's in a time loop, right? Something's gonna happen, you're gonna die, I'm gonna die, ah! Like, time loop games. I'm a big fan of the Zero Escape series, which are kind of like time paradox games, but with the time loop itself, when I was watching the trailer, there was a few people after the fact that were like, meh, and even the audience was like, meh, but what I will say when it comes to 12 Minutes, I'm comparing this to Zanki Zero, which is the RPG I've been playing on this channel as of currently, which has a mechanic where every character lives for at most 13 days. Reasons why, I won't explain, but you can extend that time. I'm comparing the 12 minutes to that, where it probably starts off as a 12-minute loop, and it might end up like expanding as time goes on. So instead of at 12 minutes, you have 24 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, a day. But if you die and make a choice where you die, you might go all the way back, unless there's like a checkpoint system or something. Could be a really good idea, but if it's only in that 12-minute space, I would buy it just to see how many choices you can put in a 12-minute time frame. That just seems crazy to me, but I really kind of want to see how it goes. It seems like a very interesting concept, and I think it's something that people should look out for. Don't discount it yet. The trailer may have left a lot to be desired, but I think there is something special here. The other indie game that was announced that also the room itself did not seem to be enthused about at all, but I got goosebumps listening to the music, was Way to the Woods, which seemed to be like a puzzle game of two deer trying to, it looks like, get their way back to the woods, obviously enough. They're going through cities, subway tunnels, and they're trying to follow a light to get to that point. Seemed very, very poetic, and the imagery there is just fantastic. But the main song of the trailer captivated me. Absolutely captivated me. I got goosebumps. I felt like I could just tear up at any moment. It was a beautiful song that I really want to download and just, like, you know, listen to it on repeat. It was that good, and I may just have to get the game purely on that. The game itself might be very simplistic. It might be just a very, very simple puzzle game. If that's the case, alright, so be it. But if the music is fantastic, it may just also, like, help the game along itself. Now let's move on to games that are essentially remakes, right? Either remakes or Oh, I mean, remakes there are like a different twist on the game itself. So let's talk Battletoads. Battletoads 2019, which I believe is the name that's normally being called right now. Now, full disclosure, I didn't see the first part of the Microsoft conference there, so about the first 30 minutes, primarily just because of other stuff going on. So this is kind of like secondhand information. But it seems like it is a remake of the Battletoads games from way back when, the really hard Battletoads games, which is really, really cool. But it's also going to be very infuriating for a lot of people, and I'm on that bus because I would be infuriated probably by the game, but I probably have a lot of fun based on how much I hear about what happens with Battletoads. I feel like it's going to be a good remake. I feel like it's not going to be one of those that's going to be like kind of like half worked on or something. I think it's going to be good. I think it's something that people should look out for. And even if you might not like the really, really tough games of like the olden days, it seems like I know the original had co-op. This one probably has co-op as well. Play it. Like, I feel like as the co-op party, just get mad together. It'd be fun, right? At least I think so. And now we also have Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Now, if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of Age of Mythology. And I've played like StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, and I've played Age of Empires 1, 2, and so on. Honestly, I'm super excited for this because it seems like it's enhancing everything. It's going to bring back a community there to a new area there for the Definitive Edition, and I'm excited to see everything grow. There's probably going to be multiplayer again. I wish the Age of Mythology community came back. That would have been nice. But with Age of Empires 2, I think there's going to be a big community that comes back, and when I play multiplayer, I'm going to get my butt kicked so hard. But I don't care because it's going to be fun. And if you're a big fan of Age of Empires, just pick up the Definitive Edition when it comes out. I think it's going to be worthwhile. I'm pretty confident it will be worth your while. And that's pretty much going to be it there for like remakes there. So we went from one game, you know, that said not much information, can't really piece it together, to then two games there that are remakes there. So now let's go back into a game that doesn't really fit anywhere itself there, but does seem cool all in all, and that is called Bleeding Edge. It's a 4v4, looks like kind of like a brawler the game, of like a team-based brawler with some very colorful characters there. Very grotesque and interesting. I mean, one guy doesn't seem like he had a throat and just had like a flamethrower, which was interesting at least. Like the character design is fantastic. I'm not a big PvP gamer. Yes, I play like Smash Bros, Splatoon, and whatnot. But when it comes to Bleeding Edge, I may just have to try this game just to see if it's going to be primarily skill based, or if there's like if one character is like strong against another but weak against another. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be like a balancing act of sort of game where you have to like try to figure out what characters the other team is going to choose, and then you have to like combat that with your own team. It could be like a whole mind game sort of thing. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be skill based, and if it's skill based, I'm going to be on board on trying it out and seeing what I can do. It might be one game to invest in there, and it does seem very interesting, so it might be one to look out for. Now let's jump into sequels, or I guess kind of sequels, I guess. These are games that are either direct sequels, well, not except for two of them. I'm not going to talk about two of them just yet. We'll save those for the end. But these are like kind of sequel games that people would be excited for. I'm excited for, obviously. I'm going to be talking about them, but they're not like maybe either direct sequels there, or they're just kind of like number 2, number 4, number 763. So these are those sort of games. First up is Phantasy Star Online 2. Which, I believe the original Phantasy Star is the one that's the biggest in Japan right now, and it's Phantasy Star kind of paved the way for a lot of anime games, so I believe so far in the West. I mean, in Japan as well, sure. But Phantasy Star Online 2 brings it over to the West, and based on just the gameplay that they're showing and just kind of like the scenes, it seems like a very, very intense sort of game. It's an anime game, and I personally am a sucker for the anime games. Not everyone is, but I mean, listen. It looks good. I'm somebody who played Aeon and Terra back in the day. Ooh, boy. Anime is great. But Phantasy Star Online 2, I feel like it's something that I'm going to have to test out there, but it's an MMO, and especially with the online portion. It is an MMO, and I'm not so sure if I want to be on the MMO train again there. I just stopped playing WoW like a few months ago. I don't know if I want to go back on it, especially with all the games that I have and some other games that I do want to talk about that I want to put my time into, and I don't think an MMO is going to keep that, but I do want to talk about it because it's honestly the biggest game in Japan for a reason, the biggest MMO in Japan for a reason. Sega does great with MMOs. You probably should check this out there, especially if you're like a bit of an MMO fan or just like anime games in general. Like, probably best to pick this up. In regards to also the anime style, let's talk about Tales of Arise and the Tales of series. At least that's what it seems like. It's created by Bandai Namco, so I mean, I'm gonna just say that it's part of the Tales of series there, but who knows? It could just prove me wrong. I don't even know. But the Tales of series, you got Tales like Berseria, Vesperia, Zestiria, a lot of areas, and Symphonia. A lot of EAs. I've only played Berseria for a little bit, and honestly, the Tales of series is a great series. I know you were gonna see like, was Kit about to say a bad thing? Is Kita about to be like really bad about things? No, honestly, I've never gotten into fully of the Tales of series, but I've heard great things. I've heard a lot of great things. So with Tales of Arise and with like the trailer that showed, and that one with the fire and like like the interactions between the two characters that they were showing off looked really, really good. And I'm once again hoping I'm not getting my trailers mixed up here, but it looked really cool, and I feel like it's gonna be a really fun game to play through. I don't think it's going to be connected to the other Tales of stories there. I've heard that the other Tales of have like some overarching stories, like some broad stories, but I think it's going to be a game that holds its own, where you just have to understand its own story. You don't have to play the other games, you just have to understand its own, and I think that would be really cool. So maybe one to keep a lookout for. I know I am. Now, this is not really so much of a sequel there, but since I've been doing things in twos and ones, let's talk Forza Horizon 4 really quick. The nostalgia was hitting me when they announced the LEGO expansion. Like, the LEGO expansion, it looks like you might be able to build your own cars and drive them around and through LEGO escapes. It was giving me some LEGO Racer vibes, and I was super, super, super excited because the nostalgia, I love LEGO Racers. It's fantastic, and if they're bringing it to Forza, I've never played Forza before, but like, I may need to just to get the idea of feeling that LEGO Racers vibe again in an actual good format, because I heard LEGO Racers has not aged well, and if it hasn't aged well, probably don't want to play it again because it's going to be very irritating, and I'm going to lose that nostalgia, and then I'm going to go cry. But since Forza Horizon 4, I believe it's called, now has a LEGO expansion, if you're a big fan of LEGO Racers there, you may just want to get it just for that. But I know the Forza community, like, they're going to be all about this probably, maybe. I don't know, unless they just want to keep it pure and not LEGO. I don't know. I'm excited. I may have to get Forza 4 for it, and then I'm going to get my butt kicked in a lot of races, because I don't play racing games anymore. But I think with all the LEGO, and the fact that they got the LEGO car, like, they made it in life-scale model out of LEGOs. When they make life-scale models out of anything, I'm just impressed to the belief. To the max. And if that car can actually drive, how much money do I have to pay? I don't have the money probably, but I feel like I want to get that Lego car. But what if all the pieces, somebody could just take up one piece and just come crumble? I don't even know. Hopefully that doesn't happen while you're playing Forza Horizon 4 for the Lego, but hey, check it out. Alright, let's go back to the other two of the sequels. We got Dying Light 2, sequel to the original Dying Light. What else? Dying Light 0.5? I played the first Dying Light a lot. It was a really, really fun game. Had one of my favorite references. Whenever this story gets referenced in games, which is Flowers for Algernon, it's one of my favorite books, and that's why Dying Light has a special place. I've never finished Dying Light, but I can appreciate it just kind of primarily because of that reference. So I might be a little biased there. But Dying Light 2, with the trailer that they showed, and the fact that it seems like the main character is infected himself, yeah. Really, really cool. It sets up a really good story. I'm interested to see where they take it, especially with the open world, and then how much more are we going to explore, and where is the story going to take off to? Like, where can we go from this point, right? So I'm going to be very interested to see. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out for Dying Light 2. And then last one, when it comes to the sequels here, at least like the smaller sequels, maybe, at least in my opinion, they're compared to the last two that we'll talk about. Okay, first off, regarding this one, before I even say its name, you guys probably see the title up here, but like, who are these 65 million PC players that played the first version of this game, and why, like, have I never heard of Crossfire, or in this case, Crossfire X until now? Like, there was like 65 million players, it's a really good game. So, and I'm like, I've never heard of Crossfire. Am I just sleeping under a rock? I have a lot of games, but this is not one of them? Like, But with Crossfire X, the trailer that they showed is very promising. Flying like all the planes there, it seems very military based and like kind of like a little bit Call of Duty and whatnot, but I'm probably very wrong in that respect. Once again, I'm just taking this all from the trailers itself, so with Crossfire X, it has to have a big community for a reason. It has to be this well liked for it to get a sequel, or I guess X, so it might be even the 10th sequel, who knows, on a really good platform itself. So maybe one day look out for there. I think it's going to be one to maybe keep in mind there, especially since there's 65 million players. Like, that's a lot. Keep that in mind. So if a lot of people playing it, must mean that something good is happening. So we have to wait and see. It is a military shooter. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I might have to like take a few steps back and just kind of see what it is first, you know. So that's my opinion on that one. All right, and then let's talk about the two biggest games, at least the two biggest games to me. And first off, we got Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3. I played the first game. I played a lot of the second game, but I got carried to the second game, so I didn't have the best of time. Never played pre-sequel or the Telltale one. But Borderlands is a fantastic series for a reason. They define the shoot and loot genre, or as they called it, the schloot genre. Like, it's fantastic for a reason. And with that being said, like, for Borderlands 3 now, they can only go up from here, right? So there's gotta be, like, the story itself is always great. The gameplay is fun, at least the previous games. For Borderlands 3, I think that it's going to be fantastic. The story is going to be absolutely amazing, and the whole shoot and loot system, like, if they add any more loot, I am going to be just blown away. Like, what else can you add? It's like, okay, the color spectrum's green, blue, purple, gold. Let's put in red. Let's put in magenta. Not purple, we're just going to put a lighter version, or have a darker version. Or we're just going to put, like just turquoise in there, and then we have regular blue. Like, have different layers. Like, where do you go from this? Like, what sort of items do you get? Like, in pre-sequel, there was like oxygen, so it's like, do you get the good oxygen or the really good oxygen, or do you get the dirty oxygen? Who knows? Like, where do you go from here, right? Like, I don't know. So I'm excited to see it. And also there was like the Handsome pack, right, that has Borderlands 1 and 2, and now it has Commander Lilith's story itself. So, I mean, if you have the Handsome Edition, I believe that's already out, pick that up and tell me what it's like there. I'm probably going to just try to play Borderlands 1 and 2 on my own again, and then maybe try to do that DLC, that mission. But I'm interested, and I'm excited. This is reignited my spark for my flame for Borderlands, so I'm excited indeed. And with the 4-player co-op, I'm pretty sure they're going to bring that back, and I need to find 3 friends to play that with, so should be good. And then the big one, the ultimate big one, is Microsoft. You guys saw this coming. There was no way I wasn't going to talk about this. Microsoft Flight Sim... Okay, we're talking about Halo Infinite. So, Halo Infinite. I'm a big Halo fan. I've actually only played, though, 2, 3, Reach and ODST. So, I mean, you might be like, Kit's not a big fan, and then I'll be like, it's Kita now. But anyway, Halo 2, 3, ODST, and Reach were really, really good games, in my opinion. I had a lot of fun with them. I have good memories with my brothers and older friends playing Halo 3 especially, and I'm sad that I've not been able to play it since then, because you need Xbox One too, and I don't own one, unfortunately. I know I'm talking about Microsoft and I don't own Xbox One. What? Kita, why? But all in all, like, I've heard that the games still have been good, but others like kind of criticize it. It's like, oh, it's been getting worse and worse as time goes on. Oh, so on and so forth. But all in all, like, I still think that's going to be good. The story that they highlighted, like, they still point Master Chief, at least unless they changed Master Chief itself from the last I've played. They make Master Chief, like, still, like, wanting to be all about the mission itself and, like, moving forward. So I'm excited to see where they go with it. But, like, I feel like it's going to be really, really interesting, and kind of maybe getting more character to our good old green power armor dude of Master Chief. So... And there's, as the name says, Halo Infinite, there's infinite possibilities at this point of where they can go right now. With the ring being, like, kind of detached and destroyed right now, like, they have so many options where they can go from this. Do you fix it? Like, is there a way to fix this? I don't focus on the story, unfortunately, so I'm a little bit illiterate in that regard. But it seems to me that there's a lot of options that they can go to, that Bungie can go. I believe Bungie is still the one who owns it, too. To make this a really good story. So have to wait and see, but yes, I'm excited for Halo Infinite. I hope you are too. Alright, so I know we talked about a lot of different games and we're gonna end on Halo Infinite, but come on, you know there's some other games I need to talk about. You thought I forgot? Psh, Cyberpunk 2077, Keanu Reeves. Come on now, you guys. I know some of you were waiting for that. I baited you on the Microsoft Flight Simulator thing. The Keanu Reeves Cyberpunk 2077. I'm excited for. Now here's the thing. I can't say too much about it because I have not seen the trailer. I made sure I saw the Keanu Reeves part, but as soon as they play the trailer, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not watching it whatsoever because I want to be blind on that game. I feel like the Cyberpunk 2077 has in their trailers like some like spoilers or something, and I'm super excited for the game, but I'm being blind on like I don't know what fully it's about. I don't know like what it entails, what the story is, anything of that point. All I know is Keanu Reeves is the star of it, and that's pretty much it. But I mean, once Cyberpunk 2077 got first announced, I was excited for it. I still am excited for it, and I'm looking forward to getting the game. Yeah, it's weird that I probably don't want to know anything about the game itself. It's like, why would you want to get a game that you know nothing about? It's just, I feel like there's going to be a lot of big story involved in that game, and I don't want to get spoiled. I honestly, like, it's one of the things I was feared about that was Yankee Zero, Danganronpa, those sort of games. This is one of those that I also don't want to get spoiled on. I don't want a trailer to spoil for anything, so I'm going to back away from the trailer. I may end up looking up like what type of game it is, maybe later down the line before it releases, and also kind of keep an eye on its release date. But I want to be as blind as possible because I definitely want to play that game on my own, and even stream it sometime in the future. So, but be hyped about 2077, just trust me. Alright, and that's going to be it for the... No, you guys know there's one more game I haven't talked about yet. Come on. I baited you once, maybe baited you twice, but this is the third time here. Gears of War 5. I played 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3! Not Judgment and 4 because I don't own an Xbox One. However, Gears 5 looks amazing and looks really, really, really good. The new mode Escape looks fantastic. I'm excited. I don't know what else I can say though. Like seeing like the one girl there, I think she might have been from Gears 4. I don't know her name, unfortunately, there. But I mean, if you saw the trailer, you guys know what I'm talking about. The girl who looks like she became like the Locust Queen or something. Like, it seems like it's going to be like a prequel story or something. I'm not sure. I stopped at Gears 3 because once again I didn't own a Xbox One, so I don't know if the story like for Gears 4 continued. I know Marcus's son was in there. Is 5 going to be a prequel? Is it a sequel? Is there a new queen? Is this an old queen? Who knows? I don't know, but I'm excited. Now I need to get an Xbox One because that game is coming out very soon, I believe is what the trailer was saying, and it's just like, I want to play it. I need to play Judgment. I hear Judgment's not that good, but I need to play it. I need to play 4. And 4 is part of the Xbox Pass. Well, we talk about the Xbox Pass in a bit, but like, I want to play it. I want to play it. It looks so good. It looks so good. And that escape mode, where it seems like you just plant a bomb inside an actual hive and you have to just get out as soon as possible. With the woman with the electric knife and just stabbing things and saving people. There's abilities and just, oh, it seems so cool. However, the techno locust. Is that a thing? I remember the locust being very fleshy. Didn't really remember the tech stuff. I didn't remember like cyborg locust. Maybe there's technological advances that I just didn't know about. Does that happen in 4? I don't know. But yeah, I'm hyped for Gears of War 5. I need to go back and play 2 again, and 3, because I've already streamed 1, which you should check out. But 2 and 3, probably need to play, and then get a Xbox One and play Judgment and, what is it, is on 360? I don't know. But Judgment and 4, I need to get all those. I need to play them, and then Gears of War 5 comes out, and then I can play that one. I'm hyped for Gears 5, I don't know if you could tell. So, yeah. Alright, and then that's it for games. However, games are not the only thing that Microsoft did talk about. They talked about hardware as well as, I guess, software? So let's talk about the hardware, which is Project Scarlet, or, well, Xbox Scarlet? I guess is what it's called? I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna go by Scarlet from this point forward, but I know there's a bunch of different names that it has, which seems to be in Xbox's, Microsoft's, goodness, Kita, say words. Microsoft's next-gen console to compare it to the Switch, as well as the PS5 that also got announced way back when. It seems like it's going to be just a way better Xbox One. Based on the, because the bit of information, at least where I remember they've been talking about, was like better processing speed and using SSD to make games load faster, and then cloud-based storage, which, glad everyone's getting on the cloud-based portion. That's really, really good. But they did the same thing like Google Stadia did, or Stadia, whatever it's called, where they like, here it is, but we're going to be really quiet about it so it builds the hype. Which, It's cool that it's building hype. It gets people interested, but I hope it doesn't turn into a Google situation. Because if you guys remember Google Glass, really hyped up, but they didn't release that much information, and then when it dropped, people like spent money and then were like, meh. I think Stadio might be the same thing in my opinion, but that's just me. I hope that Scarlet does not get to that point. If it gets to that point, it's gonna suck. But I hope it doesn't, and I hope it is a really, really good console. They didn't talk too much about it there. I'm a little on edge that they didn't talk more about it. I wanted to hear more of the specifics. Maybe I missed it myself when I was looking through it. I was doing some research and like I found a little bit of information, but it was all the stuff that I remember hearing. Hopefully they talk about it more than later. We're just gonna have to wait and see in that respect. However, the software that we're going to talk about, I guess you can call it software, a little package, is more of what did shout out to me, and this is probably going to be the biggest thing I'll talk about here, which is the Xbox Game Pass, or the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which, if you're watching this right now on Sunday the 9th, or maybe leading up into the 10th, I don't know how long this is last, but right now it's $1. It is $1 to get this per month. Normally it's $14.99, and I recommend it. If you have not got it already, if it's still $1, get it. If it's not $1, let me explain a few things before you decide if you want to get it or not. With the package, you get 326 games, I believe, right now, that are in the package that can be played on both PC and Xbox One primarily there. However, this is the big misconception here, because I was talking to a few people, and since I have the pass now, I can at least say a few things. Not all games are going to be able to be played on Xbox, and not all games are be able to play on PC. Or maybe majority. Actually, I think most of them can be on Xbox itself, though. But not all of them will be on PC. The misconception was a lot of people think that with the pass, every Xbox game that's on there can be played on PC. That is not the case. Majority can be played on the PC, but some that might be, like such as Banjo Kazooie, they have that on there, and Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, just two that I saw, you have to have an Xbox One to play it as part of that pass. You cannot play it on the PC whatsoever. That's something very key to be on lookout for, because if it's $1 right now, I recommend getting it, because it's 326 games. You're bound to find some PC games that you're like, if you don't have an Xbox One like I do. But I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm kind of locked out by a lot of the games itself. Now, yes, they will add more games in the future, like they said, and there's definitely some discounts that you can get in the future by having the pass. But if you have both, it's going to be a great option. I highly recommend it if you have both an Xbox One as well as a good gaming computer. If you have a really good gaming computer, think about it. Just think, look, find the game list there online. It might be on like Microsoft's area right now, or it could be like there might be just a list somewhere online. Look that up and see if there's any games on PC that you really want to play that you find like multiple that $15 or so is perfect for you. If that's the case, get the pass. If not, it may not be the best option there yet until they start adding more games, and if the price stays the same, it may be a better thing in the future there. You just have to keep an eye on it. If you have an Xbox One, once again, try to see if, like, I believe majority, if not all of the games on there can be played on Xbox One, so I mean, 326 games, you're bound to find one that you just can play on the Xbox, so if you have Xbox One, it might be a no-brainer for you, but right now, as long as the discount is, if it's still $1 there at the time of recording this, or at the time this comes out, just give them the $1, get 326 games, back out after the fact if you need to, and then you have 326 games you can choose through them to play for at least a month. Like, I think that's a great deal right now. But if you have like a really good computer, maybe best to invest in it. But if you have like a not so good computer, it may not even be worth it there. Even, and if you don't have an Xbox One too, if you don't have an Xbox One, it may not even be worth it. Now, it's also supposed to work with the Scarlet as well once it comes out. If that's the case, then it's going to be like not just the Xbox One, but you may need to have the Scarlet as well in order for it to be a worthwhile purchase, right? But there was a really good marketing strategy, and this is actually what's probably getting me, is because some of the games now I have games that I can play on the Xbox One, but I don't own an Xbox One, but this is inclining me to go out and get an Xbox One, which might be in their marketing strategy. It could definitely be in their marketing strategy to do this to people. Same with the Scarlet. It's like, man, the Scarlet, oh my gosh, the Scarlet, I need to get the Scarlet now. Like, that could be the reason why. If that's the case, Microsoft, you are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But if it's not, and it's just kind of a side effect there, well, guess what? You're probably going to have money for the Xbox One as soon as I'm able to afford that there. So it's something that you may have to invest in there. But if you have a good computer and an Xbox One, it's honestly a no-brainer. I'd recommend picking it up there. That's just my personal opinion, though. I'd like to hear what you guys think about it as well. Other than that, though, that is everything as part of the Microsoft E3 conference. Now, for these videos, I'm not going to really be like, this person won, or this person did terrible. Like, I'm just going to say that it was really good, all in all. I thought a lot of the games were solid there. Some of the games didn't strike my fancy, hence why I didn't talk about them. And as far as the software goes, Scarlet seems interesting, but the Game Pass, definitely something to keep your eye out for, especially if it's $1 right now. Pick it up if it's still $1. Just keep checking. Go to the store, just check it out. It's $1, so you have to have $1 lying around, or just go outside, find 4 quarters, and then just throw it at a banker, and they'll turn it to $1 and stuff it in your computer. I don't know. But with that, I'd like to hear what you guys thought about some of the games I thought were really cool with the software, Scarlet, so on and so forth, just in the comments down below. And if there's something that you didn't like, I'll say that as well. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. This is once again a video outside my comfort zone, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it there. Next up is the Bethesda E3 there, which you should be seeing in your boxes probably shortly after this one gets uploaded. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name's Katafi. I'll see you guys next time for, well, whatever's next to come. See you guys later. Peace.